church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
In this case, he feels like you are that woman. He wants to be with you, but he doesn't feel ready. And his lack of readiness could be for various reasons. It could be lack of readiness because he feels like he's not at a financial position that he needs to be at. And again, notice I said the man that you deserve, because it's not simply about what you may verbally say to him is acceptable. So what I'm saying here is, if we're using the financial situation, you in your mind might say, well, listen, I don't care about the money. It's no big deal. I love this man. I would take him as he is. But he has internalized that you deserve better than that. That he wants to give you more than that. And as well, not just what he wants to give to you, what he wants for himself to feel confident and secure in that relationship with you. Because a lot of that stems from a personal thing, a personal goal that men have set for themselves before they feel like they can be
Sister girl, the man he's describing, run. Tie your boots up and run. Do you hear me? We need new relational constructs. What the brother Stephen Speaks is describing is preparing to cope with, deal with, and adapt to someone who has issues. And yes, on a basic level, I guess we got to do that, right? Right? Sure. I guess we have to be prepared to deal with their mess because everybody's a work in progress, right? You hear me talk about it all the time. Everybody's a whip. Everybody's a work in progress. I get it. But who's going to be the Steve Jobs of relationships? Who's going to be the Elon Musk of relationship? Hell, the Benjamin Banneker of relationship. Who's going to revolutionize how we walk into that thing? Nobody tends to want to walk into it and say, you know what? Before I go into this next one, I'm going to try to eradicate fear and ego from my spirit. Before I go into this next one, I'm going to try to eradicate materialism and transactionalism. Before I go into this next one, I'm going to try to eradicate. Listen, I know. And let me say it another way. Quincy Jones would say, hey, man, if you shoot for the stars, even if you don't get a star, you're up amongst them from trying. Sometimes we got to try something different. We got to try something new. We got to try to conquer self before we get to someone else. Because if we don't heal, we going to come. This is how we're going to come. We're going to come with an emotional and psychological begging bowl. Fill my cup. No one else has filled it. Are you going to be the one that can fill my cup? Are you going to be the one? Before we get there, can we work on our emotional maturity, our emotional IQ? Before we get there, desiring something that we are not, can we work on our communication skills, our ability to be transparent and open in difficult conversation? Can we work on things that we know we've done that have encumbered relationships, that have impaired relationships, that have sabotaged relationships? Can we do that? How do you handle the fear of repeating past relationship patterns and making the same mistakes when you're ready for a new relationship? Well, past patterns can often leave emotional scars and create fear of repeating the same mistakes. By exploring the concepts of self-reflection, mindfulness, and self-awareness, we might be able to understand how to break these destructive patterns and develop healthier relational dynamics. But the first healthy relational dynamic you must have is in your own shadow, in your own spirit. You better stop thinking somebody gonna clean up your spirit for you. Nobody has the janitorial skills to clean your soul and spirit for you. Only you do. Here we go. Attila, Houston, Texas. Somebody just dropped. Call back. 1-800-920-1580. Get in here.
Uncle Zoe.
What's
Look, I'm
up?
glad I took notes. My Lord, you've been preaching.
I'm
You've been
preaching? Oh,
man.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So you know what this is kind of reminding me of? My grandma in a weird sort of way. So something that she used to tell me all the time was that your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
Ooh.
Right? I don't know if you know about that. I don't know if you know about that.
I know about that. Girl, I'm from Chattanooga. I know all about that now.
Yeah. Come on now. Your eyes are bigger than your stomach, right? That's her nice way of saying you are greedy. What is going on? So if I could translate that into this, I would say that we have no concept of what we can physically, practically, spiritually, mentally maintain in our space because we have yet to make room for ourselves, right? So we're not ready for what we think we deserve because we have false narratives that shape who we are. But you don't even know who you are, so how are you going to be ready? It doesn't even make sense. And so the 5 things that I've come up against in my dating history or time or reasons as to why I was not ready was 1, my inner critic. But I think the flip side of that is your inner soothsayer. 2, disconnected from my mind, my body, and my spirit. 3, open and private wounds. 4, I was unhappy with my life and my being. And I think the last thing is that sometimes we get codependent on our trauma stories. So we're enmeshed with...
Lord, codependent on the trauma story. Oh, God. That's beautiful. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. And so, if you are someone who is doing the work, I think that you have to continue, but, keep in mind or always keep in the forefront of your mind that as long as you're working with your ego will be speaking to you. So the ego is going to say more, more, and more. right? Ego doesn't say less. It normally says more. So, like I said, those things that, like I said, the inner critic, the inner soothsayer, for me, the way that showed up, I think, in regards to being ready is overly focusing on my flaws, right? Or focusing on what I needed to do or should have done, or being too lackadaisical, right? And thinking, no, I'm all right. I got this. It'll be fine. And you're not, right? When we're talking about disconnection and being disassociated with your spirit, I cannot engage with the spirit of another individual if I'm disconnected from mine. That doesn't even, you can't. And so, then we talk about wounds, right? You have wounds that people can easily see. They see you bleeding on them. And then you have wounds that are private that only you keep to yourself. Either way, they're going to affect your relationships with everyone, especially the one that you have with yourself. When we're talking about being unhappy with your life, or your being, right, that is part of that codependency piece, because you are latching on to them thinking that that'll help you become happier with the life that you have. But if you don't fall in love with the life you have, why with someone else? And the last thing, codependent on your trauma story. Once you start to kind of pick up terms, I really feel like that's why words like narcissism are overly used. Because, again, we become so enmeshed and attached to what has been done to us instead of growing from and trying to branch out of what it is that we need to become. And so that's something that I feel like we constantly have to work on. If your story begins with so-and-so did this to me, instead of this is kind of what I have learned from it and how I've grown, then you might have a little bit of work to do. I
love it.
Stop me whenever.
Attila, you know what you just, girl, you're cooking like Emerald Lagasse now. You like Bobby Flay. You're cooking, child. Now let me just say, what did you just do?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We are on absolute fire tonight. When I come forward, more from the callers.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Didn't think a good man existed in this world. I was tired of searching because relationships I dealt with in the past couldn't fathom being monogamous. And when I least expected it, I found you. And because of you, I know how it feels to be. And when I look into your eyes, I see the pillow talking night and I can hear. Oh, the next morning we make. I'm so in love.
Ladies and gentlemen, my playlist is my co-host. The playlist be locked in, man. Yes, I'm Ready. Barbara Mason was the first record. Ready to Love, of course, by India Ari. Ari, Ready to Love, great record. And then we had Love by Destiny's Child. We got records, man. We in here playing some good stuff. And I'm on one tonight. Y'all know how I get down. I'm on one. The concept of being ready to relate with a significant other goes beyond superficial desires and expectations. It requires a deep understanding of oneself, a commitment to personal growth, and the ability to navigate the complexities that come with the human connection. By exploring the questions and topics raised on tonight's topic, drawing on the wisdom of Krishnamurti, Carl Jung, Eckhart Tolle, Pema Chandran, Joe Dispenza, Iyanla Van Zant, and Benjamin Carney, Professor Benjamin Carney out of UCLA, we are trying to cultivate a deeper understanding of what it means to be ready for a relationship through introspection, self-compassion, and a bidirectional willingness to embrace vulnerability. We might be able to embark upon a journey of love and connection that honors and enriches both ourselves and our partners. It's very difficult to do when fear, ego, selfishness, greed, unrequited wounds are still in control. Dr. David R. Hawkins puts it this way: the more fear we have on the inside, the more our perception of the world is changed to a fearful, guarded expectancy. To the fearful person, the world is a terrifying place. To the angry person, the world is a chaos of frustration and vexation. To the guilty person, it is a world of temptation and sin. Are y'all listening? Which each one of these people see everywhere. What we are not holding, I want y'all to listen very carefully because this is a book everybody should get. Dr. David R. Hawkins' book is called Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. What we are holding inside colors our world. If we let go of guilt, we will see innocence. However, a guilt-ridden person will only see evil. The basic rule is that we focus on what we have repressed. If you haven't done this type of work, you're not ready for a relationship. But guess what? That doesn't mean you won't be in one. Because that's how God grows you up spiritually. They send your lesson to you. The angels, here, give them that. They asking for it, give it to them. Next thing you know, you're in a spiritual graduate level, postgraduate level class. Whew, here we go. Callers, let's get them. Nikki from the SIP, get in here. Give us that food for thought.
Brother Zoe and the fam.
How you doing tonight?
Yeah, see, you're a little tight this evening.
I'm tight? Do I feel a little tight?
A little tight.
She said, you're a little tight this. I'm just excited, that's all. You know, when I got a good topic, I want to go all the way in on it, that's all.
No harm, no foul, just an observation.
Thank you, love. You said you're a little tight.
A little tight. Food for thought.
Mm-hmm.
The definition of ready. You know, I like definitions because they help me understand.
Mm-hmm.
It means in a suitable state for an activity, action, or situation. Fully prepared. Especially that last part.
Fully prepared.
Fully prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Pre means before. That would suggest some interwork needs to have happened before entering the ship.
Mm-hmm.
They have a test where you sit in front of the mirror, just you and yourself and you incorporated.
Mirror work, yes. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, some people find that difficult to accomplish.
Right.
If you were to take that test or perform that test on yourself, the things that you find that come up, because the longer you sit there, the more things will come up, might be indicators of the work that you need to do before entering into a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever you have difficulty seeing in that mirror is what is about to show up in your ship.
Ooh, go ahead. Keep going. I'm right with you. Keep walking us down this line. Let's go.
So if you're unprepared for what is about to show up because you haven't dealt with what you're looking at, you're going to be in some significant trouble and not very long. Because, again, class, what you have on the inside of you that you will see in that mirror if you keep sitting there is exactly what you're going to pull in. And if you can't sit in front of that mirror with you, by yourself and you, how then can you be ready for the relationship from another person? Because they're going to bring back to you the thing you can't sit in front of the mirror and see. That's heavy.
That's very heavy. I'm riding with you. Keep going. I'm right there.
One way to test it, every once in a while, every quarter or so, get in a quiet place with you in the mirror, whatever it is you look like. Because it's not about inherently the aesthetic. That's why I said if you sit there long enough, the other things are going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can't sit there, then why can't you sit there? Because that's what's coming. The answer to that question is what's coming.
If you can't face yourself, you can't face your partner.
That's it. You can't. You can't.
Oh, keep going, keep going.
Because
Sister
we said last year that it's at least two spirits in each person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not the one you know that gets you. So if you want to get to know the one you don't know, sit in front of that mirror. And then imagine it walking towards you. And then imagine it in the bed with you. And imagine it driving you up the wall. All of that discomfort, irritation, I can't sit still is what's coming. So if there's no love that you can give you when you see you in whatever state you're in right now, in that mirror, that's what you're going to get. If there is no compassion that you can give yourself sitting in front of the mirror, I don't mean to make the excuses, I didn't go to the gym, eat too much, I don't mean that. I mean accepting what you see in that mirror in all its glory right now. If you really want to test it, do it naked.
Keep cooking.
Because again, if you, whatever makes you uncomfortable with you in that place is what's in the shadow. And that's what's coming. And then you're going to walk around with it and share with it, or you're going to stick and run. Now, there is a song called Wherever You Go, That's Where You Are, because you can't run from you.
Boop. Nikki, guess what you just did?
I brought the sip in the building. I love you.
Mississippi is in the building. We love you, Nikki. Hey, if you want to bring your city into this national discussion, all you got to do is call me, 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, of course, we're going to go to Shreveport, Louisiana. That's how I said. Shreveport, Louisiana. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to everybody in the nation, and of course, I want to talk to LA. Let's do it.
So complete, and because of you, I know how it feels to be. When I look into your eyes, I see pillow talking night, and I can hear you. Oh, the next morning we make. I'm so in love. Do you? I live in love again. Open the back to happiness. Amazing, and like the rain it fell on me, wanting it more and more, 'cause your love's in the air I breathe, lying beside me. You see into the soul of me, and your spirit sets me free.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. The Justice Department is investigating Missouri Democrat Cori Bush for her campaign spending on security services. The outspoken squad member who has been at the forefront of the Defund the Police movement confirmed the investigation, denied any wrongdoing, and said her campaign is fully cooperating. Bush, who is black, said she used campaign funds as permissible to pay for security, but did not use any federal tax dollars. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is delaying migrant shelter evictions. He announced he will extend the 60-day deadline for asylum seekers in the city's temporary emergency shelter system. All shelter residents originally were scheduled to exit on February 1st. Mid-March is the new date. The move by the mayor, who is black, follows pressure from more than a dozen aldermen who signed a letter urging Johnson to delay evictions. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
If you like using debit over credit, shouldn't you also get rewarded? Well, now you can with Discover Cashback Debit. It's a checking account that rewards everyone with cash back on everyday purchases with no fees, period. Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashbackdebit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, As the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black History. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your Black.
What's up? I'm Danelle Riley, FAMU alumni and creator of the HBCU Culture Shop. I am so proud of my new partnership with Black Beyond Measure and Target. They help me elevate community pride with my HBCU designs and continue to support Black creators and entrepreneurs with Target HBCU challenges, scholarship programs, and campus collaborations. Let's come together this homecoming season and beyond. Shop my brand and discover other Black-owned products at target.com/blackbeyondmeasure.
I started vaping my freshman year of high school, mostly because all my friends had vapes. I wanted to fit in with them and look cool and be a part of everything that they were doing. The hardest part about quitting for me was all my friends still hitting their vapes right next to me. It was really frustrating and confusing when I was trying to quit because in my head I knew I didn't want to do it anymore, but for some reason my brain still wanted it.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast with a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-DO.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. So, I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need
got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice to breeze up.
Ladies and gentlemen, your brother Zoe Williams has returned. Tonight's topic has just been complete bonkers. We've been on fire tonight because the topic is apropos. In today's fast-paced world, the desire for a fulfilling and meaningful romantic relationship is something many individuals yearn for. However, the concept of readiness plays a crucial role in determining whether one is truly prepared to embark upon this journey. Tonight, we aimed to delve into the multifaceted nature of readiness and its significance in fostering a healthy and fulfilling romantic relationship, drawing inspiration from the work of Krishnamurti, Carl Jung, Eckhart Tolle, Pema Chandran, Joe Dispenza, Iyanla Van Zandt, and Benjamin Carney. And we want to explore the importance of having a healthy relationship with someone before engaging, or with ourselves, before engaging, with others romantically. There's a series of thought-provoking questions. Of course, I've asked them at the beginning of the show, and I'm going to ask them continuously throughout. But these questions, they cause us to examine the aspects of readiness, including self-awareness, healing from past traumas, maintaining individuality, effective communication, and emotional availability. These are all things that are necessary in order to be ready. Readiness has nothing to do with feeling ready. It has more to do with being ready. Can somebody meme that? Readiness for intimate relationships has more to do with being ready than it does with feeling ready. Many of us feel ready and hop right in, but we're not actually ready. This is why we get triggered. This is why old wounds wake up. Wounds from the past relationships are now transported into the current one. Being is something you ain't got to try to do. Are y'all listening? Okay, cool. All right, let's get these callers in who have been on the line for the longest. Let's get them in here. Sean, Oakland, California. It's your time to shine. Talk to me. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, brother, this is so important. So I'm going to put one out there that is not, it's kind of overlooked, which is co-regulation. Co-regulation. Let me just start with that. I'm going to say it 3 times because it's very important. Co-regulation. And that just means we're hanging out together. And if you are that person who understands what co-regulation is, you're going to listen, observe, and monitor your environment to what's going on, right, with this person or multiple people, but the person I'm interested in, you're going to monitor that environment, right? Because the next stages are, coordination and collaboration, all these other things. But the first thing that has to happen is you're cool with just chilling. with the person you want to be with instead of reacting. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have to react to everything that they're saying. You can just be there and take it all in, right? And who knows if it's ever going to work out in the long run, but the best way to do it if you're really interested in someone is take it all in. And by the way, it might not be, the end all if there's something they say or do that you don't like. But co-regulation just means you're not going to go in there and change the conversation. You're not going to change the experience. That's more important. You're just going to experience it. And I've learned this from my son, and everything that I got to do is that you don't have to alter the experience. Be a part of it. Acknowledge it. Monitor it. But you don't have to change it. You don't have to dive in all the time. And it's a hard thing for me, brother. I guarantee you.
I believe
because I'm a chatty. Yeah. But if you do that, then you get to experience the other person.
Right. Sean, guess what you just did, good brother?
Brother Oakland in the house always.
Town business, San Francisco. Y'all know what it is. We about to cook. You already know. 1-800-920-1580. We got callers from all over the place. S. Montgomery, Shreveport, Louisiana. Get in here, Shreveport.
Woo. Hey, Bill.
How are you? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Man, so everybody has been making so many good points. I've kind of lost the concept or the topic, but, just looking at it, am I ready for what I think or feel that I deserve?
You got the concept. That's it, baby. You got it.
Well, like I said, y'all was breaking it down so much in so many different directions, and I was trying to keep up with everything.
That's all right.
But no, I really do feel like I'm ready for that special relationship because I've really been trying to focus on putting out what I want to accept. And in order for me to have love, I must be loved. And so every day I wake up and I try to just be a loving person, and that's what I'm expecting, I guess you can say.
I love it.
My expectation is love because I am love, and I try to be it.
Expect what you are. I love it. Yes.
Yes, and anything that can jeopardize that, I have to stay away from it.
I like it.
But yeah, that, like I said, what I really wanted to do was call and tell you that I don't know if you feel like you have one single purpose in this lifetime. I honestly feel like, me personally, I feel like a person can serve many purposes while they're here on earth. And I think your purpose for me has been to look at my relationships and see what lessons it is that I can take from them to become a better person. So I want to just say thank you for that. And keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it. You just brought Shreveport, Louisiana in the building. I love it. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to talk to my brother, A. Britt Atwater, out of the Valley. L.A. makes an appearance.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
City of Los Angeles landlords that own rent-controlled properties, starting February 1st, you'll be able to increase rents by 4% for your rent-controlled properties. An extra 1% per utility, up to 6%, can be added only if you pay the entire gas and electric bill. And don't forget to give your tenant an advance 30-day written notice for rent increases of less than 10%. It is state law. Learn more about the rent increase at housing.lacity.org. That's housing.lacity.org.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Cover California is a free service from the state that's already helped millions of people like you get and pay for health insurance. With financial help to lower the cost of health coverage, you could get a quality health plan for less than $10 a month. Every plan covers preventive care, doctor visits, emergency care, and more. If you have questions, we're here to help every step of the way. Cover California, this way to health insurance. Enroll by January 31st at coveredca.com.
We like your style, guy. At KBLA Talk 1580, we are unapologetic about amplifying the voices of those who have historically been left out of the conversation. As we approach our 3rd anniversary this summer, the problem with talk radio in Southern California specifically, and America more broadly, is virtually unchanged. All day, all night, all white. We make no apologies for our prime audience, but true to the best of our tradition, we're committed to expanding justice and freedom for all. So when we receive messages from listeners like Neil, we just smile.
I realize that I'm not your target demographic, but I love listening to your station as it is the only progressive station on the dial.
That's us. Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You want some more? It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wait, hold on. Now, I love Wiz Khalifa. Like everybody else, you know my playlist is my co-host. I love Wiz. But brother, if you don't put that Levert on right now, that Levert, hey, come on. Where the lighters? Put your lighters up. If you're on the 405, the 101, the 110 even. Come on. 210 freeway. The 57. The 605. Yes. You better get ready. My playlist is my co-host. Oh, girl. Oh, girl.
Baby, it's time for me to give you all the love you need.
Baby, no, we not done. Hold on.
That you deserve the best.
What does Tevin have to say?
And I can't keep
this. Come on.
Yeah, baby.
Okay, Tevin Cole with it. Tevin was ready. Produced by Babyface, but this is what they not looking for. Give me that M2, man. Turn it up, ladies and gentlemen. Playlist. This is my co-host. Ooh-wee. They not ready for this. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know what I do. The voice of reason is on fire. That was my I'm Ready playlist. Sister Hiawatha, that's her name. She sang a song for you, don't she? James M. Tume, man, I love that record. Ready for Love, that was the name of the record. James M. Tume, we had Levert, I'm Ready. Tevin Campbell, I'm Ready. We had Kendrick Lamar, Love. We had Ready for Love, Wiz Khalifa. Man, we had a lot of great records, man. We were on fire tonight. Let me get my final caller in here. A. Britt Atwater, get in here.
Yes, sir, and thank you for taking my call, big bro.
Come on, man.
I've been in the chat room, man. The chat room has been on fire tonight. Thank you for taking my call. 4 things, though, and I want to build on this and put it all together regarding your topic. Carl Jung said the first relationship anyone ever has is with themselves, right? And as I stated, if we're matriculating in age and things of that nature, as I stated in the chat room on your YouTube, I said we typically go into relationships as keepers of emotions and disappointment. So, and that's a show, by the way. Attila, we're going to come up with that show. So, and if there are no mistakes in the universe, because you've mentioned the constants of the universe, that if the mind that, orchestrated this entire universe, if you think that same mind or intellect forgot about our relationships, then you're wrong. So, about 5 years ago, Zoe, you said something that's really stuck with me. You said bad relationships are like spiritual vitamins.
Yes.
Like, we need them.
Yeah.
So, and this is the last thing, 2 things from your books. The Relationship Dismount, How to Stick the Landing When Exiting a Toxic Relationship, your book from 2015. In chapter 2, you said that relationship is a vehicle where you can be transformed and through relationships. I love that second chapter. And the third chapter, how you go into the cocoon, right? Again, we're building. And I love in chapter 2 how that you stated, you said the ultimate goal of relationship is to learn about yourself and to serve your partner, right? Now let's jump to your 2019 book, The Holographic Relationship.
Oh, wow.
Again, we're building. Now, in The Holographic Relationship, in chapter 3, you say, again, I just remember certain things, man, and I gravitate to it. And in your chapter 3 of The Holographic Relationship, you stated, and I quote, from Dr. David Bohm, you said, insight is what happens between thought. And in the chat, I asked the question, are we really having insight and thought between relationships? I think not.
We're repeating patterns and cycles.
Ooh.
I can't believe you came in here with a whole litany of quotes from books I wrote. Brother, hey.
Get ready.
Hey, Britt Atwater, man, guess what you just did?
Man, I brought San Fernando Valley in the building.
Hey, man, I love it. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for bringing your cities in the building tonight. Tonight was a heavy topic, man, and I hope we were able to glean some insight. I love Dr. David R. Hawkins, by the way. You know, I know you guys, I give you the overkill with Krishnamurti. And of course, I love Krishnamurti's work. But I also love Dr. David R. Hawking's work, especially his book, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. You know, I've been reading it a lot. I got it on Audible. I've been listening to it. And, you know, I've been pulling, you know, different quotes from it because it's a healing work. In truth, blame is just another one of the negative patterns that we have allowed our mind to buy because we never stopped to question it. Why must something always be someone's fault? Why must the whole concept of wrong be introduced to the situation in the first place? Why must one of us be wrong, bad, or at fault? What seemed like a good idea at the time may not have turned out well. That's all. Unfortunate events may have just happened. A new relationship does not undo that truth. A fresh start does not undo the universality of the truth that was just spoken. You see? If you don't get it, listen to me what I'm about to say. If you don't get a hold to pleasure, if you don't get a hold of what you think you deserve or what you think somebody is supposed to do for you, if you don't get a hold of that desire that somebody's supposed to bring some level of tranquility, some level of peace into your, if you don't get over the fact that that's your responsibility, you're going to be restarting a lot. You're going to have a lot of fresh starts, but there'll be default starts. You defaulted on the starts. They'll be foul. Listen to me when I tell you this now. Happiness, healing, wholeness, all that stuff starts within. Hey, we started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. Up next, the fire shall continue. You already know who's up next. My girl, your girl. Everybody knows who she is. Jill Monroe, RSVP with Jill Monroe. The fire continues. I'll see you tomorrow with another slapper.
Out this feeling don't drought, this party won't end. If I didn't ride blade on curve, would you still? If I'm in my mind at work, would you still? Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to. Keep it a whole